Hello, welcome in another important video. I hope you all are doing great. So in this video, we will create our first ever Docker file and we will build image from that Docker file. So it's going to be pretty simple and short video, and in this video you will understand role of Docker file and how we create an image from that Docker file. We've seen in our previous video, Docker file is simple text file. It's really simple. We need to write one command, touch, and this touch command we use in Linux operating system so often in order to create any file. So if you want to create text file, you can use this command. If you want to create, let's say, .sh file, you can use this command. I mean, basically, in order to create any file, you can use this command. One more thing, you can create your Docker file anywhere. Let's say I've decided I will create another directory and I will create my project inside that directory. We can do that as well. So let me create one more directory. Let's say demo app. Okay, let me switch into that directory. Okay, now I'm inside of this folder. Now here I can create my Docker file. Okay, so you can create your Docker file inside the root directory as well as inside any specific folder. Okay, so now let's quickly create our Docker file. So as I explained you, we use touch command and then we specify name of the file. So name of the file will be Docker file itself. So you don't have to mention any extension here. You don't need to change this file name. Well, I will recommend to keep your file name Dockerfile itself. Well, there is a way you can customize this name, but then whenever you will create your Docker image, you need to specify that name. In short, the simple process will become complicated. So since we are just starting, don't use any other name. Just use this default name. Okay, now we have our Docker file created. So let's use ls command. Okay, now the next question is how to access this file. Well, we can do that through our command prompt, but I will teach you another simplest way. But first of all, let's see how to use this file with our terminal itself. Alright, so we have this Docker file here. The way we can access it is through command prompt as well, and I will teach you another way to access this file. But first of all, let's see how we can access this through our command prompt. So we just have to type vi and then name of our file. So vi Docker file, and then we will enter inside our file. Okay, so if you want to edit your file, you need to press I button, and this will change its mode with insert mode. Okay, and once you're done with editing your file, you need to press escape :wq, and then you need to press enter again. So this will save your file, and then you can create build of that file. But I will teach you another way, which is a really simple way to edit your file. So editor button you see here, we can access that, and as soon as we enter into our editor mode, we will see all the files and folders that we have here. Okay, so we have our Docker file inside this demo app folder. So we can click on this file, and now here we have our Docker file. Okay, we can edit our file from here. Okay, so as you can see, we have our previous saved messages. Okay, so this is how we can access our file. The next thing we need to understand is how this Docker file works. So I hope you have understood how we create Docker file and how we edit this file. Now let's insert some commands inside our Docker file, and let's try to create image of that file. Okay, so I'm gonna create simple Docker file. So every Docker file you will see, it will start with this from tag. Okay, and this from tag will mention the base image name. Okay, so in our case, let's say we want to create Ubuntu image. So in that case, we need to mention Ubuntu and the version of Ubuntu. So I'm going to use latest. So I will say latest. Okay, that's it. Save this, and you need to come back into your terminal again. Okay, let me clear this terminal. All right. So in order to create build of our Docker file, we need to run one command. But remember, you need to run this command inside that folder in which you have your Docker file. So currently we are inside demo app, so we are good. But if your terminal is in different folder, you need to switch to that path first. Then you can run your build command. So build command is really simple. Docker, we need to type docker build and just simply type dot. So dot will, okay, this dot will indicate nothing but your current working directory in which you have your Docker file. So let's say if you have another folder inside this demo app folder and in which you have your Docker file, so you need to specify a name of that folder. So this is how the build command will work. Okay, we can see now our command started working. Now the command inside the Docker file started working, and you can see here our build is work completely fine, and this is our image ID. And if we use our Docker images command, which will list all the images available locally. If you see here, we have our new image. In this video, we'll learn how to create Docker file, how to edit Docker file, and how to create build from the Docker file. Okay, let's quickly recap this. In order to create Docker file, we can use touch command. So there is one command, touch, and you need to specify your Docker file name. Okay, like this. And then you need to run this command, which will create Docker file. And you can use this editor, which is really nice feature of your playground. You can use this editor to edit your Docker file, and inside the Docker file you can mention your commands. Okay, so like in our case, we have mentioned our first line of code, and once we save this, we need to run our build command. We saw this here. This is simplest build command, and once you run this build command, you will get your image created. Okay, so this is how simple it is. I hope you have understood this entire concept. I think that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.